World International Women's Day. Nano memenda ne de kwesiada na eba so wi ase nyina na akoba se bosome ntem no ye nyina ye ne ye hu din komo e de afa enuan mo ema no ho enen so san komo no ebeto aso na ansa na ye guest a ya to ye nsa afre no ebeba no ye be dia homa no ya makwan ama won so atumi ene ye edi komo aban ye nhihye ya mampani ya no montu a otu ahodo oba ye niam ahodo a wo ye kokwa akuafo nsem ewo ho obetumi aka bi eno pa ho a aban guso a enkokon nketenkete o kan ho asem no nso ehon hihye ya no nso obetumi aka bi afi aban ya na adwen se sim registration yes san aban foforo eno nso ho asem ewo ho eno nso obetumi aka bi kai na hye no nso se net 2 TV o man FM Ash FM Nap Radio eye Kencity abusua no and if it's abre aircraft media mana time atum ansana yani a guest no ababeto so 0240 550 899 0240 550 899 eno ena ye ahoma anope ye yusu na ye de afam calls no 0240 550 899 0240 550 899 kana share nso fama me Yankwa Mano, so hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. That's what we did for it. The free Kokrentume.
Kokrentume for it. Mamintil.
Yes. Some registration now that can be kaka.
Koso.
My Agyapong telecommunication company for about 15 years. A simple set yen sign for sunlight and beard. And no one say Sims na e wo ho no oma ye register ma omo obu ho a or there will be information register bibre egu ho no de ebo apo no e simple say obeka kire no obet blocking the line no for just every 2 weeks they are live there in active there then once I blocking no aka kire so on basically the nearest telecommunication office don't find a Ghana card and go verify. Which means only Ghana card no won't even verify until those SIMs now will be blocked and eradicated from the system. And yes, there and no normal the block chrono baby or why free prisons and or mobile because when you will be already registered SIM and or they block chrono. It is say about episode or person failure cause and one say every 2 weeks they are sim dia obia use panya call on panya mobile money on pa enter credit in so on kasa was blocking now call the nearest a year so we Ghana card obetimi akọ bi odi Ghana card which means no owner simple as ABC no block.
Okay, ma yana wase ma yemfa for e da say what information on so or the my yeah farm calls na kakran sana. Your guest start say hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Me da say, me ni how kasa free?
Actually, because I feel cash man.
My intio.
Your friend and I.
Koso.
The person about registration so when the car come myself.
Koso.
That line I sign for sun to see as you sign for sunlight. I say I died in yes simple registration for. I know who here MY. Similar no BD can similar I registered in our BR one code number. Simply over just a mua ya call back, mua near the be back. No, this is Maria Kuno, you know, you papa no there. Says soon as you say, when you block meaning everything. The lady who here now, please say, who here. Say, a penny dick can on also day. ID card the call. The Ghana card the call. No, I could fit. You beside the similar that I know to me again. When you see someone. Because they say, I see a for some idea. I know how now, my name is not the amount. I bet you to the cinema, Monsha or not, money up and account.
Okay, my also, yeah, now I say, Yemfa another caller, na indeed on also, Ewo Eka. Is it our same registration? And I say, hello, good morning.
Good morning, fine.
Me da see you, Kasa free.
Empacho mekasafi ashalaga.
Ashalaga. My intio.
Ne America ye. Ma de na ye di no.
Yeah.
that Women's Day. Now more can about say a man say you quay anymore. You move a man. Now, Miss Sonia American say, a year before no. Ya draining your my yeno a different. Nti so ba ko nanim kakra na I say e mama no so ego no oho ya me bo obema no first no yi oba fi obema nti esa na say mama no feel say omo aka echi nti ya na I say jealous bi ni ade la woni brunit na wo ware broni a ye ni obema e ye nipa baako so wa ko school so won ko school eye baako what you say nti eye a mu benya abotra maye eye mema no mu benya abotra maye na mo we say eye last born so nti eye chimo debi na abem nti mu benya abotre
me gidi se menu aba me gidi se ya na mema no wa abotre na oba no nya dru status bia na enya da nipa mienu atifie no esese baako osoro chen baako eba bibia mo yim se de wo ka brofo die eno nkire se omo nyina ye pepepepe saa o efie ho enya da oba no nim so ye oba be ma so nim so ye be ma baako nguri nyina na yonko ekon ho bigidi se saa na opese o ka kire
yeah ebemu but it's like o say yeah e ma no o say woni ma lady na agbe oni ni kasa echire no
yeah
lady no eka ono no ni dibie oh
Professor Mabeloti body
oka ni qualification what you say
yeah
but who obroni ni Nigeria it doesn't there be almost simple I say omo aware dada so they know each other it's your friend even though radio so oka to me no nka enye necessary say nka obeye even that announcement say me ye we na me kunu su ye we
esa ye ha no de na oka e de etufo nti se de wo kan se wa ma se no amemu a opa kire se yes say na wait na say na wait na nso so ye nti ase mu no sa de na nifie ho
na me ka say ye bi before no who say we wa kan but so bi gina be no ka o se ma me no kura sa na o nim kura chin ni kunu what you say na ama gossip bi be mu ni ade nti se nya ye ware wan say nim say mema ne na ye head ne die wo hu nipa ni so why do you announce it again te e wono na me na
oni no enya adwen okay ye da se pa say also odo contribution e de aba nkoma ye die no ye Ghana nkoma kai na hye nso my emfa fofo aman so hello good morning ma oni so kakra ma me o kasa free
mbata mkaza free
Madina mayentio
ya da mo akore anape enyumo kura mo de gigi ni ana anape yakufo nchiramo
mu de o he na no wani je ho
enyumo ai abofo je no nyuma
kwasi abofo je time changes yeah
I am the pa nkan ni titulu ne tama mo de boy because le bia ye politics nti me de tuwa me tie sa mo bono na manya Agyapong
koso mame
na ensamiense na mo da to gane nyina so ho hia kokko siame ne civil registration no ho nkeka ho no na mpam so first one registration ya no then aba ho nti on person mo ye foforo
se washa nipa bi esa nya kwan a omo efro do nkrofo so
ano ne chiete na chiete bibia ni wa ya ba ya akonfuntu mumbo nwulo bibia ni ho ba ya na akonfuntu mumbo nwulo na so mba ya so atada me bla me pay de kan ya tam no mo hwe because dan ha omo ye nya me bi we see ya tam too much kwa consider we duma ya kwa channel light ebedu ase network na ateko computer na you say and ndu so ade asam nko ade chama asaba and we ja we duma ba 3 days na ade ba ko mo ntumi nye nto mo mpa kwa fufu bi so mo ba ya sa ade a ya do mo mfa we see ya tad because ye duma ya na ya de hwe ya ho so me de duma we 2 days me be ja na sir tem ba ko mo ntumi nye we duma ma me dia and then we no kokko chama no so me sa ban obi wo ho a adwuma ya no no koye nkrom a maame no papa no adwuma mo ya no ndu kokofo no firi ho a ba nche wudu a utu adita bosumi ntiansa wa sa dua fofo ata aye we bio ende mesra omo hwe omo kokosa mo no anya sa ari ha baba.
Okay, ma also na wase. Thanks for joining us. Megiri say esan say registration back we course so san lie na the register no ye hwe de aban be na ye osue hu we no honti minim say ekwan bia so emma say be kwa kosan lie tententen na e de aye registration no ye mfa ne wo wa no so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Me da say o ka say free
Baton Katefika so e kema pia
apia ma won so yenti
baton so santi de kwai
koso
misremo mo kanchira bai kokufo ebi emre kakrawo amabum misremo mo so mo kan edu odwam ebi atuyegu misremo mo kanchira ebi no wo kwa wuti feedback enso do ko to tin ko apono na we ho wo so ni snake misremo.
Okay. That's pass also. Wa join here. Yen fa foforo na yen hwe de ono nso e wa ode ebre. Ye din commode afa Ghana ho kai na hye no so medin e de yawo amofa. Wa che yen kwa homa no so na fa yen hwe ne ono aba so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me da say ma one so kakra ma me o ka say free.
Yo, we back on the capacity of that.
Ma yentio.
About some card along the registration control. A waste of time. The above medication, almost well, nobody will want to tell me. That's in charge of the Minister. A share almost I am a report. We feel we are arranging two courses. It's wrong of
okay.
A corporate
Kennedy or Agyapong. Okay.
And you started the base.
Me da say ma men come ani me yemfa foforo na yento aso ya yedi hon komo eye ensema hodo a e wokrum. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, sir, on T and K, for hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But I see you, my own so kakrama, me okasa free.
I didn't need that. Because I trouble.
My into
But no way. Yeah, I'm so on the other. And yes, Robert said, oh, my own son. Almost of the yes, I want to say me
Abaya Muska.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, yeah, that's it. You be the hojuma at the mamu. Ma na wase yem fa foforo entiede ono nso ewa ode eba Shannon so Kencity na 2 TV o Man FM FM yen kwa homa no so. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Papa, some just me because possible to them.
My into
Some card in the yes, there's an yeah, brothers in the car. I'm on the because baby, me see I must not catch a lie war. What kind of empty and office? No kind of back to city. Oh, there's I done by a minute. You see, a slab and said, sir, we're not in train for nothing. So we'll see one share on one time your money. Your branch.
Okay, ma na wase me ni se ye besan asalai se de ba kono ye no esan se database no e wo ho me sure say from experience no ye kwan fofo e betumi afa so na ho ehye na tumi akoye. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. Roma, oni so kakra ma me o ka se free
e ka sa Lashibi
my ntio
yo beni the chairman wants my palm movie and a primary. Come me be some from Utopia. That Ben I ever near my dear. I be completed I yes say yes, yes, 9 years of independence so at the very way be quite. They be assemble bahu. Na sumuna musimo ko kumuna mu scholars I movie any mubaye. Is a kurumba ko ya ko yeti se ya yen ko skulu bia na ya ye tuma e wo ye busu musa no ya ko ti se se o di e mo no busu ko experiment. So I took see myself we say prayer Ghana card. Ye papa dada no o si Ghana card e so ya ne bi na obi ati ni nya kwa ni obi ahu. Ya we no na mu di the say e ba the same as something about the way. Everybody saying before we say I'm okay, them soon, them soon, 69 years of age. Now you get my piano and go say one idea quite, you get to be quiet to the next better quiet. And Mamu Gusu yet said one Gusu experiment. Then Adam we we substitute. If you cannot carry access, you can't be able to carry we will because of food ID, you food ID card. Men's card, I could go. We see it.
Medase, ma ofofro and twas so when a day, maybe a Ghana, no, and I'm the Debbie. I said, I am a cano about twas so a won't so. I have 2 about years, a Mampeni or Tesua. Ye who near man who fear who do more. As I say, you know, ye shall see a fire winding. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
But I say, okay, friend.
But on the Catefi Adenta.
Adenta, my into
you have home said that not experimenting. Yeah, and you're going to be it's wrong. Happening now. I don't be it's wrong. I be already tell you, I have done that. Information you know. Then you know, support.
Okay, my also yeah now I see na yemfa foforo eguso e fam course na kakra nsana ya the discussion no atwa so kai na share nso na 2TV. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, honorable.
Me da say Basolo.
Yeah, honorable.
Okay, my enko enim.
Na onye busia for mo to say.
Nyame adom if you high.
Oh, yeah, then nyame ase. Honorable, na me bi say it is a sign register SIM card no from. Not so. You said the woman a fraud for a user. And you know, you better register the problem. Into one from message to be to say, in case people Roma, you better say, and I better say, and once the BIS. Now, I never want to say, and say you'll be on one. Sure, every mobile be almost silent for. You better car. Number plate or mobile sign, your friend is saying ID cards, driver's license or mobile sign. Just a be I don't know what I don't know from to talk about more. But I mean, more NPP for some
But I say for joining us, you go so a farm course like a crack, and then yeah, Maquine. Ama umududu onwa to me Africa in Asian so. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Me da say o ka free.
Me ba to me ka say first out.
Koso.
Ba to ya friend man kemere sa. Me pese me so me ntra ma din kakra. Me pese ade no card na ye ba ko ready ta for no. Enka be ye waste of the counting ka sa ti kan won some for ye bi for Menso no.
Okay, ma also ya na wase ya oba miensa enan ayefa ede aka ho yenkwa hwan so na yenhwe ne ono nso wa ba so kai na hye nso say hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Me da see o ka say free.
But the person do do.
My intio.
After go down. If you go now ba and how can Nigeria never do more than so. They do a lot of SIM card of that part to do. Yeah, mobile money, the price is different. And the mobile money, the price is different. And to say, how come Nigeria for SIM card for? In Yada, the Brecha, Ghana, the only do the scam quarter we a proud border, important number here. That's in the do, you have to do. The Rema, don't do the Rema, no more SIM card in the Nigeria form. Yes, sir. I'm going to take the idea of somebody.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Yeah, fa ba kwa ka ho na dan ya ho for a short break na fi. Yeah, den komo no aba beto aso. Yeah, fa ba ko aka ho kai na hye nso ma me say 2 TV o man FM FM Nap Radio Kencity ebusua no. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me da si o so kasa free.
Pacho, kasi achemtafo.
My intio.
Na good morning. Ya kasi nsumo ka good morning. Kasi na pacho ma chen.
My intio why? Isre wa? My intio.
Ante. Nda be aka. Sinka ya se ba nsana. Ahun ni fa so. Tan ni ma ka di kan. Yana nsa, o dana ka. Sinka ni na wo. Edi bibi wo so. Won kan ko da kan so na won. Na wa enyi so ni. Ni ambo ko online so ni dia kan. Na won se so ni na. E ko jan se be tsara ndira. Wi za so. Ba to me manyan se do kun ni. Na so pen. Me da twa ba no.
Okay. Ma ya wase. Na yemfa ba kontwa to. Yefa ni a utwa to na afi ya dan ho for a short break. Ni aba beto aso. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Na me pa twa from to.
O na won so aye.
Me abmo pa twa di ni.
My intio.
Pa twa yesro. SIM card na yo. Yanti afi. Edi e mai. Adi ya register. If the people want to be papa, ya pa mo papa. Mo tu phone entry omo. What is coming now mo entry omo cannot SIM card ya register na yes, happening so now what is not na the photo.
Yes, so yeah, that's it. Yefa phone in segment ni CRC. Na ye ho for 1 minute break. Ye ba ya ka no ye de beto aso. Ye dan ho aba ye ba beto aso. Ebusuafo ye na mo ase na ye mfa today's agenda nto aso me ka kire mo say enche ye guests ebetena ase ye about 25 minutes to go. Ne Nyankopon ayadom International Women's Day ye celebrate na a week long program impo a month across the world. Yeah, countries need do no ano almost celebrating a whole month. You try ye amayensa the CEO Rapport Services, Auntie Judy. This is not her first time coming here. Na and then only eba be din komo. Na yet too full. We are going to educate, we are going to inform, we are going to advise. So we are in an to me a kabum as a family, e ufie. Na buama ni ye as a country non so to me akoye. Auntie Judith, welcome.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're well.
I'm well, thank you.
How are you celebrating the International Women's Day?
Firstly, let me thank all viewers of Oman FM and also thank my family, my dear daughter, and women at large.
Before then, let me inform my listeners. I'll do the blending. Yes. I'll try as much as I can to also coordinate between yourself and my listeners and viewers. Go ahead.
Yes, and so International Women's Day was first observed in 1911 in 4 European countries, including Switzerland.
1911?
1911, including Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Austria. Yes, and it was started by a lady called Clara. And she advocated, and eventually other countries joined, like America, the UK, and so on and so forth. But in 1977, the United Nations adopted it.
For her to advocate,
yes,
it means there was a problem.
Obviously, obviously there was a problem. You know, women have always been at the losing end one way or the other, although we are the ones who carry most of the burden, especially in Africa. So
how do you explain that?
Well, you know, in Africa, in Ghana, we all know, when you go to the farm, my great-grandmother was a farmer.
A farmer from where?
From Chebi.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are
yes.
Chebi
and she was married to Nanasi of Riata, but she had her own farms.
Okay.
So she had helpers, but she would go to farm every morning. As a child growing up, my mother would send me there, and I'll spend time in the house. You know, I wouldn't go to the farm, but I'll spend time in the house. And I know she went to the farm every morning. And so when women get involved in something, they make sure it works. And most women farmers in Ghana, for example, are diligent in the way that even at the moment where Galamsey has taken over most farms, the women resist. They resist, they would fight to the last breath to make sure they keep their farms. This is how the nature of woman is.
In Africa?
In Africa, to preserve what is good. All over the world as well. You know, women try to preserve what is good and to ensure that generations, you know, unborn also benefit from whatever it's available for the family.
I remember, before setting up the table and then for our discussion, let me find out from you. I remember growing up at a young age, they would tell the younger girl to sit at home for the younger boy to go to school. Explain to us, did you face such a challenge?
Never. Because my father and my mother were very forward-looking.
Okay.
I had no problem. I went to school.
Were they educated?
Very educated.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My father was a diplomat, rose as far as the Consul General in Switzerland. My mother was a receptionist secretary and worked at what used to be called, what is now Jimpa, used to be called Green Hill. So, you know, I came from a family who were very educated, and they made sure that I got my education. Myself and all my brothers and sisters were well educated.
So growing up, looking around the community where you were in, what about the other women? Were they facing?
Well, I believe that even, you know, as late as, or rather as far, not so far back, maybe 20, 30 years ago, There were families who were sending their boys to school, and the girl child will go to school up to maybe standard 7, and they'll say, well, come and help, you know, do the kenke or whatever business the family, you know, was into. That is changing now, and a lot of girls are proving themselves. And in fact, when you go to the secondary schools and universities now, the female population is higher than the male population. It's higher. They are really, you know, doing well, because I think even all the men, all of us have realized that when you put a woman in charge of anything, they handle it well. So that is why there's this effort to educate women and to support women, to make sure that women are in places of influence.
Oh, okay. We've had a lot of government, even from 1992 coming, changes of government, and where we are heading towards. Do you think we are helping the girl child in this country?
You know, we have a lot of laws about children, female children, and how they should be catered for, cared for. The implementation sometimes is not what we expect. If we, you know, all the, like FQ, for example, is there. And we have done very well in Ghana, because in Ghana, every child of a certain age is in school. Apart from some of my young children who are around the coasts, the male who are around the coast, who we have to make an extra effort, you know, to go to school instead of going fishing and so on. The vast majority of children in Ghana are in school, especially the female children. They are so in love with school. I remember I used to do reading for the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, at the Braka Presby. And I'll go there and I'll read with them, library time. We built my group built a library for them, putting computers and books and so on. And I took it upon myself to go and read for them. I mean, the girls were better readers than the boys. The boys felt intimidated. They didn't want to read. But the girls were so vocal.
But we are told when you go to our schools, girls are rather intimidated by boys.
Well, not this particular place, because I realized that the girls, you ask a question, they are the first to answer, and you have to actually draw an answer from a boy. In fact, make it a point of calling him and say, I want you to answer this, before they'll feel comfortable to answer. So, you know, I think when it comes to girl child education and girl child ability to improve themselves in Ghana, I think we've gone far. We have a lot to do, but we've gone far. And the biggest problem we have are traditional settings. You know, how a child of, especially our sisters from the north, I had this very young girl from the north who I used to be with. Lovely girl. I took her to school and everything. But when she was about 14, 15, the parents came for her. And I said, what have I done? Why are you taking her? And they said, oh, it's about time she married. I said, she's too young. Why? You know, so that is there. And I think it's less now. Okay. But it is still there. And it's very, very worrying. And I think these are some of the things that we have to try and change, so that tradition doesn't interfere with the progress of our girls. Do
you have young ladies you are nurturing now?
Oh, yes. I set up an institute. Okay. Long before I had a language school. From 1997 to 2014, I had a language school that had mostly girls from the francophone countries coming to learn English, because there was a time in Ghana where all the mining companies were situated in Accra and had affiliates or branches in other West African countries, because most of the companies, Australia, Canada, US, South Africa, they are English speaking, so they found it easier. Now, of course, it has changed. They've moved. Because what happened was that a lot of the French boys and girls came to Ghana to learn English. So although they spoke French, they also spoke English, which is not our case. We speak English and we think that will take us anywhere, so we don't bother. But a lot of Francophones speak very good English. So when you go into the United Nations system, you find a lot of francophones, you know, West Africans and other Africans, because they make sure that they learn English. And so most of my students at that time, you know, and we had a hostel as well, most of my students at that time were mostly female. They had maybe 10% male, the rest were female.
Okay.
Yeah, and they will come and learn and then travel abroad or seek jobs in Ghana with companies that were looking for bilingual secretaries and so on and so forth. So you'd realize that the more you give to our girls, the more they make it in the world. So I believe in training. At the moment, I have another training program teaching young girls and a few boys the art of stone cutting and polishing, lapidary, you know, and making it into jewelry and so on and so forth. I worked with the mining industry for many years,
I see.
and I now am interested in value addition to our stones and our silver and gold. So I've been doing that for a long time,
okay,
and working with young people and training them.
Growing
and
up
so
at your younger age, were you having some role models, women in the society you were looking up to?
Well, I would say that my mother,
okay,
she, you know, she is, well, she's passed now, but she was a very intelligent woman, but very humble, because my father was the boss of the house. There was no two ways about that.
We'll talk about that.
That's one of the reasons I don't speak Tree, because he insisted that he's a guy.
Your mom?
My father.
Okay.
My mom is Achim.
Achim.
But he insisted that in his house.
So, okay, so
nobody speaks anything but Ga.
The Ga was
Yes.
able to control the house,
absolutely,
including even a language to take.
Exactly.
I see.
Nobody. You know, so we everybody speaks Ga. And a bit of Ga Dangbe. My older siblings speak Ga Dangbe because he's from Ada, but settled in Accra. But all of us speak Ga. And that was our mother tongue. That's the language.
Was that not domineering? Like in this house, no, everybody should speak my language.
That's him. That's how he was. That's how he was. But he loved us. He gave us all that was necessary, and we just told the line.
And your mom was able to cope with that?
Oh, she was a very cool, laid-back person.
Like yourself.
I'm not. I take more from my father. She's a very cool, laid-back. She was a very cool, laid-back person, and she felt that there was no need resisting and creating friction.
Okay.
The children matter.
Okay.
Let's have a peaceful environment for the children to grow up well nurtured and to progress in life.
I see.
So we had a very peaceful house.
Ebusuafo for memo akwa aba na yedi nkomo de afa oba eho ewo wiase nyina ne titiriu ene Ghana ha sei. Ya maame ayensa kanu yi ne one ye ka ho asem ye tietia kwan ye betumi afa so aboama ema etumi apagya na wo mo akoma ni baabi a waka ne sese ya ye me de kese ne se o kire se omu fie no na de papa na e control fie. In fact obi anka kasa bia o gise nkran kasa na ne bia Ghana na duro no one hwan who dare you say obeka say na me gba man ti me kasa na wo say ye ka ewo fie ha sei ho nkomo na ye di na de bi no mo ka ne say ma bia sese ya ba be duro no oman no asesa in terms of education, oman no asesa in terms of your society no ama sese ya ba ya nimu a esese ye nyina no yetimi ye equal when it comes to marriage. Na ehon komo ene yepese ye de toa so na 2 TV o man FM FM nap radio e Kencity ebusuara anti you did you sure say twi ya me kan e wotini.
I understand everything. I see. I understand everything. You know, the funny thing about Chebi is that people of my generation speak Ga. When you go to Chebi,
okay,
when you go to my home,
okay,
my cousins, my nephews, everybody speaks Ga. Why? Because, you know, the Achimabakwa stool and the Ga stool had a very close relationship.
Okay.
It's only the Ochehini who has a palace in Accra. The land was given by the Gans, and he's the only one. He has a palace in Accra. Chebia Himfi at Adraka. That's what it's called. Okay. It's been there forever.
Okay.
It's been there for over 70 years. It's modernized now. But we had that relationship. And Nana Sofrata married quite a few Ga women and had children with Ga women. So their children and children's children still speak Ga. So when we meet some of the sub-chiefs and so on and so forth, you know.
Beautiful.
We meet in Chebi, and everybody's speaking Guy. Then one of the uncles would, oh, stop speaking that language here. We are in Chebi, speak Tree, and things like that. You know, so that thing has always been there between the Gas, the Achims, the Kwawus, and then the Akwapims. There's always been a very close bond, and you find out if you search for it, you find that there's a special bond, you know, amongst these people. Yeah.
Over the years, if you look at the Ghanaian women, what have been the challenges confronting the Ghanaian women?
What place discrimination and intimidation, and I think it's still
Workplace,
there. Discrimination and intimidation. Yes.
Is it still there?
It is still there, to a degree. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still there.
Explain.
Well, you know, a young lady who has finished university is looking for a job, applies, she is granted an interview, she goes there, she's looking beautiful. The human resource person is mostly a man. These days, there are more women, you know, human resource.
You want to accuse us.
It is true. And then they start asking for things that the girl cannot give. You know, and it's a condition. It's sad. Now it is limited because people are speaking out. You know, it's a condition. If you want your job, well, this is it, and it's still happening to a lesser degree, but it's still happening. And I have the feeling that.
Did you ever face that?
I think I was too strong, if you know what I mean. I was too out there, outspoken.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, the people who made overtures. And obviously, workplace romance doesn't really work. It creates a problem. And maybe you may find a couple one or two who are nice. You may like to have, you know, a relationship with them. But you have to think about the circumstances because it could create a problem. Yes.
I see. Now speak to the general public about how we can look forward and go forward when it comes to the Ghanaian women?
Well, I believe that, you know, the government of Ghana, whichever government is in place, should prioritize the needs of the Ghanaian woman. Because between you and I, you know, single mothers are 80%, maybe single fathers are 20%. And these women, you find an orange seller. All the capital she had to start was 500 Ghana cedis.
500 Ghana cedis.
But she sold oranges for 10 years. She's looked after children through school, bought uniforms. She doesn't even know where the man is because the man disappeared a long time ago. But she's struggling on. She goes to church every Sunday. She pays tithe, however small.
Are you saying some men are irresponsible?
Many, unfortunately. You know, and so such a person is a queen in her own right.
Okay.
Because how many people will do that if they are not a woman? How many men? Men will just walk away. It's too much palaver. They can't be bothered. But women would, you know, go through thick and thin to ensure that the children are. That's why, you know, when it's Mother's Day, the whole of Ghana is agog.
Yeah.
Because the women make it a point to look after the family. And also, another thing that I would like to advise Ghanaians is that if you have any means of helping anybody, especially a woman, to start a business, please do. What I did personally was that in my church, I arranged a certain amount for entrepreneurship. So you have a loan, free, you know, soft loan for entrepreneurship. You take what you can or what you will be allowed because you have to, you know, fulfill certain obligations in the church before you know, meet the requirement. Because I realized that a lot of women were struggling in the church. You want them to come to church every Sunday so that you have that fellowship with them. But how do they manage from Monday to Saturday before they come to church on Sunday? So I set up that entrepreneurial fund.
Okay.
And I did it in 3 Presbyterian churches. In Accra, and 1 in Chebi, 2 in Accra, 1 in Chebi. And I think that anybody, especially people who have money, who can afford it, who have extra to spend, you don't have to be rich. I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I'm well off.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, share it, especially with a woman. Help her to start a business, and believe me, in the next 5 years, you'll see that woman and you'll be proud that you were part of her journey. Instead of going to buy unnecessary cars. I mean, how many cars can I drive? Put some money aside. You know, put it aside for women. Put it aside for young girls who are coming up, who want to start a trade.
It seems you have already started Give to Gain.
Many years ago, I started this because I learned that when you're from a privileged background, you have to realize there are other people who are not like you. So what can you do to help out? And that's how my life has been, helping out, giving a helping hand wherever I can. And I think more and more Ghanaians should look at this attitude and try and live that attitude. That's why Honorable Ken is, you know, my star. He's one of the stars because he's such a philanthropist, somebody who wants to go out there and help. And I wish more and more people would do that instead of investing in unnecessary things that won't take you anywhere.
Why not a government? Because our resources are given to the government.
Absolutely. I'm coming there.
Okay.
You know, and I started with Honorable Ken. I'm going to say that he's a politician. There are many politicians who form the ruling government, either ruling or opposition. I think they should ask themselves, what have I been able to do in the lives of the people who I look after, who I rule over? What have I been able to do? You know, you have women who go from morning to late afternoon in the markets. They don't have a single public toilet decent enough and close to them. How do you think they are managing? You know, government, how do you think these women are managing? They are there from sunrise to sunset. How do you think they are managing? And then you complain that there are plastic bags in gutters. Of course there'll be plastic bags tied up in gutters because you're not doing anything. These are the things that women need. A place to have a healthy environment, to be able to clean up and go back to work. And this is something that I think government should look at, making sure that there are sanitary areas in every market, maybe even 3, 4, 5, 6, or close to markets. Just build something, you know, and have someone, a caretaker, to make sure the place is clean. This is all women ask for. Just give us 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis. We shall start a business and we shall make it and look after the children of Ghana. But please make sure that we have sanitation or sanitary areas around us to be able to, you know, wash our hands when we, you know, before we eat. Whatever that we need to do.
Well, what about the church? Why should it take an individual within the church? What about
the church has programs. The church has programs.
That helps. That
helps as well. But if you're an individual and you are in a church and you can do something, don't wait for the church. The church has a scholarship scheme, a big scholarship scheme. A lot of the young people who go to university and so on are looked after by the church. So you don't expect them to do everything. You know, if you, in your small way, can do something to help, go ahead and do it. And I encourage every Christian that whatever you have, share with someone. Because the Bible says there's more blessing in giving than in receiving. So share. Yes, share.
There's this saying that women are their own enemies. Do you agree?
You know, I have come across that. You know, I've come across that. You are in an office, in a profession, and instead of
the corporate world,
you're there. Instead of people working together to make sure that we achieve a common goal, they'll be dragging you down. Yeah, I've had it, and I've been able to rise above it, and I've been able to prove that whoever tried to do didn't work.
Is it an instinct? Is it an ego within the women, or what?
I think it's more maybe an inferiority complex.
Inferiority complex, okay.
Because if you are sure of yourself, you're happy for everybody. You just want everybody to rise so that all of you rise together and achieve big goals. Yeah, so
I see.
That's what I think it is.
I see. This is serious. Because whereas men are trying to push you, and then you yourself are also trying to drag yourself down.
I think people are learning that it's not the right way. So it will become less and less as we go along. It's not the right way. People are learning.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Man wan kasa your enemies. So no more chumba for. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. This might be a political question, but just don't worry. Answer. Government, President Mahama promised to give women a women's bank. Was it a good idea?
If it had happened,
it was in the last budget, and let's see how it goes.
Yes, if it happens, and the interest is low, affordable, then it will be good.
Okay.
But if the interest is like any other bank, then what's the point?
Why do we single women alone and say women's bank?
Because, as I said, give a woman just a little bit of capital, and the average woman will build something out of it. And that is very, very important. So if this bank can, become a reality, why not?
Okay.
But they should make sure that the interest is low. Because there are people from India coming to Ghana with 2% interest loan. That's why they can do things in Ghana that we can't.
Yes, you're right.
So let the interest be low. The fund that I put together, it's interest free. Just make sure you pay. That's all. So your next person can also get it. Just make sure you pay. And I must say that because of the systems we put in place, the young ladies come, they take the money, and then they pay. You have a whole year before you pay. So that we give them that flexibility to operate and make some money before you stand on their necks. This can be adopted by any church, any human being in Ghana. If they want the formula, they should just contact the Agyapong Presbyterian Church of Ghana.
Or yourself?
Yes, or myself. The formula is there.
Okay.
Just do it. Share.
We are almost done, but are you looking forward for us to have a female president in Ghana?
If we do have a female president, it will be good. But she should be totally different from our male presidents. Otherwise, it will be the same. She should be totally different. She should be honest. She should be sincere. She should not be hypocritical. She should ensure that if she's president, what she needs to do her work is all that she's interested in. I have always said that in Ghana, we are poor, but you elect people into government, you give them ministerial position, immediately they are getting a house, they are getting a car, they are getting a maid, they are getting a watchman. For what? Nobody does that in Europe, in America. You don't do that. Apart from the prime minister, maybe. Everybody, you stay in the house that you were staying. So if you were staying in Nima, you stay there. And make sure that the people in Nima also progress. Because you are a minister. So make sure they progress. If you are at Adabaka or Choco, stay there. That's what I believe in. There is no need. You are coming to serve. There's no need for all these, extras. I don't believe in it. I find it very offensive that a country like Ghana, we are so poor. Our roads are terrible. Our hospitals are an excuse. And somebody who has probably never worked in his life before, through politics, gets a position as a minister, has never paid tax before, and with our taxpayers' money is going to pay him, all sort of things. Accommodation, for what? I don't understand it. So if a woman president, a woman becomes president of Ghana, I'd expect her to cancel all these things. You want to be minister? Fine. Where's your house? Where's your car? Fine. Stay there. Come to work. If you are traveling, there's a pool of cars, 4-wheel cars that will take you, because we have bad roads, that will take you. But otherwise, it's pointless. I don't believe in it. I find this whole business of young people, being given cars and houses and so on at the expense of the taxpayer very irritating.
If I understand you, women are more good when it comes to managerial in the house,
yes.
corporate world, and so on and so forth. But there are other women also who are also sometimes in politics. You hear them stealing from government coffers.
It's sad. It's sad because what do you need truly? If you're a minister or if you are whatever you are in government, you are paid a salary, you have your allowances and so on and so forth. People who come to you to do business. In Ghana, we have a thing that I'm going to thank the person. You know, so you don't have to ask.
Okay.
People will even come
they will give you.
and come and give you something.
Yeah.
Is that not enough? In Europe, you have to pay tax on it, give tax. But here, I think we have it, but it's not being implemented.
But it's not working.
It's not being implemented, yes. You know, so what again? We are in this country where to even get a license to do a job in Ghana, to bring a company into this country, to get a mining lease, somebody is standing there.
Yeah, you have to pay.
You know, and the project would wallow and not be completed because you haven't given something to somebody. We can't go on like this. So I expect that if we have a lady president and she doesn't change these things, then we better leave it to the men.
Representation in parliament is very low in terms of women. Representation in parliament in terms of women. Why that?
Well, you know, because I think a lot of women don't want to have the backlash of insults and unnecessary name calling and so on and so forth.
Okay.
You know, they just want to be where they are and improve, you know, in their lives, their businesses, etc. Make sure their children are well taken care of.
And do you think it will help this country?
A time will come when we will understand politics and we may criticize people constructively instead of just hurling insults at everybody. Because, you know, these days people have no respect for their grandparents. So if they find a president who is their grandparent or father, that respect they don't have reflects on, you know, it's being meted out to, you know, the president, the vice, the ministers and so on, because people just don't respect.
Let me give you 2 minutes, we are almost done, to speak to a young lady who is listening to you. From your experience when it comes to a lady. I
think for a young lady, you have to be persistent, tenacious.
You get a trade.
Yes, get a trade, do something with your hands and with your brains as well. Try and build something from nothing and continue learning.
Okay.
I'm still learning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still doing courses.
Okay.
You know, and in America, you find a 75-year-old grandmother. She's finished looking after her grandchildren and everything. Her children are grown. She's back in university. Let us continue learning. And not only that, apply our knowledge, you know, practically, so that we'll be beneficial, our lives will be beneficial to the country in which we live. What can you do to help the next generation? What I can do to help the next generation is I encourage them to be trained. I help them to acquire training. I also help them to start small businesses and grow. Yes.
Okay. So that will be your last word? Well,
my last word is that I like to congratulate all women in Ghana. And I'm so proud of you because women have achieved so much. And without them, we will not be where we are. They have, with little resources, done so well for their children, their husbands, their families. And I'm very, very proud to be a Ghanaian woman. Yes.
Congrats too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Auntie Judy, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Would
you like to speak Ghana?
Yo, be me. No ni pani ngwash meji.
You have a country account.
Ye agbijron aye. How bena koni wawa wo he. Kon wawa ma. Ni bini he hia. Wo fe wo ha wo ye. Wo fe wo ha wo he. Wo fe wo ha ma. No mi nka fa yake. Ene akafe no kononu keke. Chinoko no ke ba tuni. Ni eba ye bua ye fe ye Ghana fale fe mo no he kwemo we ka bi akwemo ke ejuro yeli no gino ni ba hani wa ye kunim no nke mfonye fe ni hi ni fe ni katuni indanya shojo ba ye ka nyumba ahi ashi e wa don
so you are done but you know the onga
Imba Ghana mba medi nche bremo ɛna me bɔ mpae sɛ yɛn nyinaa International Women's Day ya yɛdi bɛyɛ adepa ama mma nyinaa sɛ obi wɔ hɔ a wobɛtumi aboa no a boa no gyina n'akyi na ɔno nso mbɛyɛ sɛ nea wayɛ no na daakye nyame bɛhyira wo daase
wano ate. The mother is from Chebi and the father is Ghana.
Yes. We only spoke guy in the house.
Auntie Judy, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I was for hand the production team here now. See, Breno Copa International Women's Mantimo ena ye. We said okay, no your bar, bibia we biano. Yes, sir. Eden faso be bre woni wabusia ene or mine. Any we are seeing na. In himself, repay me by signing the share. Me din Edia, I'm for watching. I may add more channel pay this year.